Hello and welcome to Beyond the Box Score. I am your host Cameron Sadeghi, and this is a new Beyond the Box Score 2015. We're going to challenge issues more than ever before here on Spreaker.com in affiliation with iHeartRadio. We're going to have great interviews. Tonight we have a great interview with Chuck Wilson of evenfield.org to talk about sportsmanship in youth sports and ethics in youth sports. So, he's going to be on our show. It's going to be great. He was a former ESPN radio host. He is a great person, and he's going to join us here at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Time, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we have breaking news from the UFC. UFC champ, light heavyweight champion, John Bones Jones. He is entering rehab after testing positive for cocaine. Yes, this is a shocker. Let's read what Jones had to say. He released a statement to Yahoo Sports through his attorney acknowledging his problems. Quote, "With the support of my family, I have entered into a drug treatment facility. I want to apologize to my fiancée, my children, as well as my mother, father, and brothers for the mistake that I made. I also want to apologize to the UFC, my coaches, my sponsors, and equally important to my fans. I'm taking this treatment program very seriously. Therefore, at this time, my family and I would appreciate privacy." Then this is what the UFC had to say in response to Jones' statement. Quote, "We support UFC light heavyweight champion John Jones' decision to enter a drug treatment facility to address his recent issue. While we are disappointed in the failed test, we applaud him for making this decision to enter a drug treatment facility. John is a strong, courageous fighter inside the octagon, and we expect him to fight this issue with the same poise and diligence. We commend him on his decision and look forward to him emerging from this program a better man as a result." So this article goes on to say, what's going on, what happened, the cocaine and everything. So he entered rehab today, he announced Tuesday that he has entered a drug treatment facility for testing positive for cocaine. And I was reading the Yahoo comments, and this one was really interesting. This person put, Why do they test for it if there's no penalty for taking it? And that is the problem I see with the UFC and their drug policy. Do you know what the UFC did to Nick Diaz about marijuana, medical marijuana? Do you know he got suspended for it? He got suspended for medical marijuana. So how in the world should we give John Jones a pass? Because if Nick Diaz gets suspended and it's marijuana, are you kidding me? So basically what they think is cocaine is not as bad as marijuana is. That's basically what Dana White and company are saying. And here we go again, with another league, another organization, another entity trying to protect their identity. We see this with the NFL countless times. And now when the money gets big, when the greed gets big, when everything is on the line, integrity is lost. Integrity is lost, and there's no integrity whatsoever right now with the UFC. How many times have I said this about the NFL? Countless times. And now we see it with the UFC. And I know I talked about it on my Spreaker show, and I don't think I've talked about it extensively on here. I was talking about marijuana in sports. It's ridiculous. If Nick Diaz, marijuana, John Jones, cocaine. It's okay, John, we believe in you. But Nick, nuh-uh, you can't take it. You can't take it, or else we're gonna get you, or else you're gonna get suspended. Cocaine is super addictive. Marijuana, and I can't believe the hypocrisy. And I thought the UFC had integrity. I really did. I know they're, one of the fastest growing leagues. I know that, Dana White, outspoken commissioner, all that, But when you have a time that is, you're in a desperate situation, okay? You're in a desperate situation. And everyone's looking at you to make this decision. You have to come down hard on your star. We don't see this in the NFL. We do see it in the NBA. In the NFL, we've seen stars being protected. Roethlisberger, Rice, stars like that. Okay? You could even say Michael Vick, but that was a different situation. Well, I mean, you know what? Poor examples. Scratch that. Those are poor examples. My main point is, and that's the point I want to deliver to you today, is that John Bones Jones, I don't care how good you are. I don't care how good you are. The standards for penalties shouldn't be different. If the UFC really believes that marijuana is pretty bad, right? If they believe so, and if John Jones takes a drug that is worse, he should at least get suspended too. He should at least get suspended too. And he should not be protected by the league. Image, image, image. It's about money and image. When the sports leagues, when the sports organizations know that, hey, if John Bones Jones gets suspended, or if we kick him out of the league, or we do this, or we do that, I mean, look at the UFC and the brand that they'll have. I mean, do you think ESPN will show UFC? No. Fox will, I know that for sure, and of course they have their own pay-per-view service, but UFC wants to be global. I mean, I know Fox is a global network, yeah, I get that, but to be on ESPN is a pretty big deal, okay? And Jones is the lightning rod. Jones is the, what's good to say? He is the go-to star for the big network. On a global stage, and they need Jones in order to accomplish and be on that global platform, because it's very popular here in the US. But I know Dana White wants to go global, so he's never going to do that with his stars. And that's what we have to realize. I have to realize it too. The stars always get protected in nearly every sport. I could even go to the Kobe Bryant case when we're talking about the NBA. And don't get me go there. I won't go there. Drugs and domestic violence, two different situations. I'm not going to go there. But my point is, stars get protected. John Jones, protected. Nick Diaz, not much of a star. Hard worker, great at what he does, but he does not light the TV screen up. And they're going to punish the non-star, but the star, it's okay. And that's my point. We have to recognize the hypocrisy in these leagues. I get it's all about money. Sure, it's all about money. I get it. but don't lie to us. And the UFC needs to create a stricter drug policy plan in place. I want an actual plan in place where we can honestly say that, hey, it's fair for everyone. I mean, come on. I mean, I can't believe Dana White would be, oh, it's okay, oh, and the UFC, oh, it's okay. And trust me, the UFC fans will, the die-hard UFC fans, I know this for sure, because I know some people, family members who love UFC, okay? And I know for sure that they're going to be upset by this. And I'm not sure if the UFC cares about their die-hard fans as much as trying to acquire new fans. Because when a league becomes popular, you know, they have to advertise the star, okay? Because the star is the magnet. That was the word I was looking for, magnet. The star is the magnet to attract the new fans. I mean, look at the NBA. Atlanta's doing well, all these teams, okay, great. But the main fan bases are because of the star. That's the same thing with the NFL. That's the same thing with the NHL. That's the same thing with the MLB. Okay, quite frankly, more people are the average fan is most likely going to watch the star. Okay, the diehard fan will watch Nick Diaz. Okay, but the average fan will watch the star. And the leagues will do whatever is necessary to protect the star. And it's tough to see. It's tough as a sports fan. It's tough to see people get away with doing wrong things, and I don't like it. I'm disappointed in the UFC today. Disappointed today. Let's move on. When I saw this story, I wanted to jump out of my chair. You know the Westboro Baptist Church? That ridiculous church that claims that they're true Christians? Well, guess what? When the Portland Trailblazers 1 year ago became the first NBA franchise to publicly support marriage equality and marriage for same-sex couples, the Westboro Baptist Church heard about it. And now you know what they're going to say. They can't stand it. So, this Saturday, January 10th, outside the Moda Center, the Westboro Baptist Church is planning a protest outside the Trailblazers arena. They've done this before, the 2 playoff games last postseason near Portland. The Westboro Baptist Church did the same thing. They put out cards. They, were telling, saying thank God for dead soldiers, sin and shame, not pride, you're going to hell, those type of things. So, and by the way, some of you are saying, why are you talking about this on a sports show? Because this sports show is a little bit different, just to remind everybody. This sports show talks about topical issues and issues that occur off the field, off the court, off the playing field. And that's what we do here, okay? Drugs in sports, religion in sports, race, everything. That's what we're going to talk about here on this show. Domestic violence is going to be a big topic later on in the year for our shows. We'll talk about it next show. But right now, I got a few topics that we need to go through, and then the interview and stuff like that. But the Westboro Baptist Church case, let's get through this. Okay. Why in the world, and this bothers me, and this is something I'm also going to talk about on Spreaker a little bit, maybe. Why in the world is not even fundamentalist, extreme fundamentalist religion